Hey guys, it's Kosi. Before we start this video, I'd like to quickly inform you that there's a poll up right now on our YouTube community page regarding the next Zero to Hero. Please go over there and leave your vote, as this could have massive impact on the role you'd like to see me play. I put the link down below as well as on the top right side for you. Thank you for your time, now enjoy the video. Welcome to the 7th episode of this Zero to Hero Ret Paladin edition, in which we attempt to get to 2.5k using only the dungeon tool, no friends, no external gold, no raid IO, and certainly no viewers to boost me through keys, you damn muppet. So far, we did everything in our power to upgrade our gear to the maximum, which included a cheeky 619 weapon craft, which we will upgrade later on, getting KSM for a free hero set token, which we will use today, and conquered the fear of plus 10 keys in order to receive a myth track item in the vault, which eventually shafted us in a way only Blizzard could do.
God have mercy upon us.
At some point we gotten so far that we put ourselves in a position to finally reach that goal in the 4th week of playing, which frankly ain't that bad for my own personal standards. So enjoy this episode as we are closing in towards Keystone Hero today. I got like 16 dungeons loaded for you and this jam-packed episode, even though I probably leave out the uneventful ones. With that being said, if that sounds like an episode, you want to take this playlist and send it to your mom, brother or cousin, cause let's be honest, if you're here your dad is probably gone. Then make sure to hug the like button and make sure to embrace the subscription as we are on the road to 10k till the end of the year. Surely my dad will return when I hit 10k.
No?
So we ended the last episode on a loss with a depleted plus 10 stone vault, 2145 rating, as well as an item level of 611. Which means... Okay, where do we start here? Ah well, I joined Heroic Progress for court with my guild, and after some time, being it about 2 hours, we eventually killed it. Cool stuff, but this boss didn't drop anything and I kinda just joined to potentially kill Queen. Can't win them all. Next on the list, our mission was to get another plus 10 key, which means we need to push our own. But first, let's get on the same page when it comes to affixes. It is still Saladot's Bargain, Devour Edition. This will debuff every player with a heal absorb that can also be dispelled to be dealt with in a matter of seconds. Not only are all kinds of debuff removals valid for this, like decurse, disease removal, or just the dispel, the automatic display from Poison Cleansing Totem used by shamans is easily the best way to deal with them, hence why you're gonna see a lot of them blue boys throughout this video. Cause I'm done messing around. I depleted too many keys this season to take this lightly, and so we slammed through our first key of the day, plus 9 stone vault. Cause as I said, we need more 10s. Now haters would say we didn't slam that one, as we barely had 2 minutes on the clock and 9 deaths. But I'd say you're wrong. It's like bragging to your boys that you slammed the ladies, but you only did the bare minimum.
I never said this and I never meant.
We didn't deplete it, therefore it's a slam in my book. Also got a necklace from our monk here, bigged up. But here's where my fun found a quick and painful ending. City of Threats, man. People really dislike City. I would understand if healer don't like it, as 2 of the bosses in here are just so unpleasant. But damn, not even tanks do. It takes forever to find a party just to see this happening. But hey, City 9 is also fine and it's easier, so what can... Oh boy. Ah well, we 2-chested the plus 8 afterwards. Wish I had those guys in my last key, man. Yet not only does this mean we are back on the 10, we also now got enough gilded crest to upgrade our stuff. And that's exactly what I did. Big, juicy, throbbing new 636 weapon means that I will be addressed as endgame Kusi from now on. I even grinded this series off stream as I quickly got myself a party for the Miss 10 I got, just to end up with a Dawnbreaker key that was very special in many ways. But what happened? So I unintentionally baited my party into doing an 11 key. Yes, actually unintentionally. And I say unintentionally because I did try it later on, but it never worked again. I queued for the 10 and simply forgot to lower it while we all agreed to just send the 11, and if it fails, we still got the 10 to play afterwards. Sounds good to me, and my party was ready. Planning lasts in advance. They knew what they were doing. And boy did this go a lot clearer than I expected. No casualties on the first boss, and no casualties on the trash towards the second, is what I would love to say. We had some, I must say, miscalculation issues, like me dying to a frontal that didn't even show up in its entire range, cool game Blizzard, our tank dying on pull, and yeah, the second big mini-boss just raining us like we are hookers on the first day of December.
What do you mean by that?
So yeah, plus 10 it was, and I was quite happy and surprised we actually stuck together. Same thing, no issues to the first boss fight, and no issues on the trash towards the second, is what I would love to say, but boy did this go funky again. It went so weird that I legit thought this is it as I saw our here disconnecting. Luckily he returned and we were able to play the second boss, finally, with only 12 deaths. And considering we got about 12 minutes, that still ain't that bad. What a lovely timer. Alright, quick cussy lesson on this boss, specifically for tyrannical weeks. Manage your defensive cooldowns. So here is what the boss does. We got Shadow Decay, which is just a straight up very disgusting AoE that's powerful enough to remove years of a healer's lifetime, as it's very stressful to heal through. We got some funky adds that only are a problem if the tank ignores them. Then we got a tank knockback with a big ass AoE circle around him, and those are the basics. But now the one you actually need to play, Dark Orb. One player, that's not the tank, will be targeted by this and you have to line it up in a good way. In an easy world, you want to aim this down the road, as it gets the maximum traveling distance before exploding. The damage of that orb reduces depending on how far away it is. But if you think that is all there is to it, think again, sister. On the 4th Dark Orb, there is a very, and I mean very nasty overlap. The boss explosion will hit and the cast of Shadow Decay will begin. So we are talking big damage on big damage. How we deal with this? Defenses, of course. How did I deal with that one on the Paladin? Well, let me show you. When the orb started to travel towards the explosion, I used my sack on the healer to minimize the damage taken. And I used bubble for myself to just negate all the damage from his abilities and the sack. And I prepped to use Lay on Hands on somebody, which in this case was our Warlock. This is how we use utility over here, guys. If you are a mage or a hunter, use block or turtle for this. If it means you can't do damage for 5 seconds, that's okay. If you live this overlap, you win the fight. I'm aware that some classes have it easier than others, but still, be mindful and make sure you have a death rolling with this overlap. On the last boss, I'll only show you the little trick. Once phase 1 is dealt with, you can instantly fly towards the final area without having to follow the boss around. And that is that. Finally, another plus 10 done that isn't mists, and we claim 114 score to our name.
Damn!
As well as another, well, mists. Shaman and Warlock wanted to stay for this as I was offering it as a quick weekly key. Though this also got quite wholesome. See, we invited a tank heal pre-made party that instantly asked for us to not be pricks in order to run this. They said they just had multiple keys depleted because somebody left early on. Now, did they overthink it a little bit? Sure. Do I understand their pain in queuing all night and not getting shit done? Absolutely. And even though this wasn't a zoomer when it came to key speed, it was still a proper, clean and well executed run, which ended up in our priest here looting the changeling, and he didn't need it, so he gave it to the Warlock, which was extra cool, because even I went on a holy spec to potentially loot it for him. Just a fantastic session overall. But again, I ended up with a city 11. Not a fan, as I already made peace with the idea to just keep it on 8 till the end of the series. Yet, mama didn't raise no bitch, so I sat in queue for about 20 minutes in order to get this puppy started. So yeah, eventually we timed the 8, got a 9 Dawnbreaker, which got me a Siege of Paralysis 10. Finally a key people want to play for the love of God. Now, I gotta be honest, I absolutely lost track on how many keys I did this week until I checked the recording. I attempted 22 keys, both completed or abandoned, which I recorded. And then there's probably 2 or 3 extras that I did for crest farming. Oh boy. This siege key, however, made me realize that I've grown a lot more confident when doing plus 10 keys. I still need to focus up because every death just takes so much time off the clock, but I don't have to clinch my ass all key long anymore. And I can say this because throughout this key I just ranted over my previous vaults from the past 2 weeks. Speaking of, as this key didn't go super fast and uneventful, let's open that said vault and prepare for our final push of the series, as we need 115 rating to achieve the dream. 2 potential bangers in this one. 2 myth slots. Man, I was ready. Excited and even more ready to finally grab a big upgrade for once during the season. So my options were 2 hand pieces. 1 set, 1 non-set, both the same stats. That's rough, man. Like, don't get me wrong, it's 13 item level increase compared to the ones I have, which are also set hands, so I will not complain. But having an option that doesn't really is an option just felt a bit depressing. Yeah well, at least an upgrade, so it's more than the previous weeks. And so I got myself a big bulky 636 ring crafted and upgraded some items to eventually reach an item level of almost 618. I also bought myself the hero pants from the token we got from the KSM achievement. Surely this will be enough. However, first, we do have something enjoyable to do, as the War Within dungeon event is live right now. It means you get a free heroic rate item for doing 4 dungeons. In Dragonflight, only Mythic and Mythic Plus dungeon contributed to this quest. Now it's heroic dungeons as well. So that's what I did first, as I wanted to be prepared to the absolute maximum for our final push. And what do you think? Would it be something of use? Or will I get absolutely Alright, the key I got is Scrim Battle 10, and yes, I absolutely gonna talk over that shit item I just gotten. It's in the past, I don't care. Now, timing Grim on 10 will enable me so many possibilities. First, it will contribute towards the vault. Secondly, there's a chance for a ring upgrade and a trinket upgrade as well. But most importantly, the score gained from timing this should be enough in order for me to only have to do 1 more dungeon after. So you best believe I invited only gamers as I, being close to 2.4k with almost 620 item level, considered myself one too. Also, made it clear that failing is not an option, and the healer clapped back. Not with the Pala on Pala crime, brother. But instantly I felt the vibe, as this was probably the first time nobody died on the first pull. Watching the replay, what also amazes me is that this warrior just does not take any damage. Even on the first boss with the max amount of bleed stacks, this bad boy knew what he was doing for sure. And yet here's something I need to show you, as I only heard of it but didn't see it yet. Apparently you can bug out the third boss while tanking it in this corner. With that, the elementals will always spawn below the boss and the tornadoes also never reach the party, which means you pretty much just have to deal with the knockback. My party claimed this was fixed. Our tank refused to accept that and reverted those hotfixes himself, it seems. Doing it like that, this boss was so ridiculously easy, and so the last hurdle was the final boss. With 2 paladins and the giga chat of a warrior to kill the tentacles, this was in the books as long as I used my cooldowns. That I gracefully kept for this fight, even if it meant dying before the boss. I'm just gonna pay attention to myself, cause I have no doubt that the rest of the gang will play this nicely. Eventually this was timed. 43 rating and the amount of DPS that is not bad by all means. Now everything is set up for the final piece of this puzzle, that is my rating. I need Necrotic Wake, and by timing so many 10s, I've opened the door for potential +8 key to be enough for this. But in pure sexiness of Blizzard this time, I received my own Necrotic Wake key, so we could end this on a banger. Timing the key that eluded me throughout the series. The key I still, to this day, only timed on +4. So I queued up for 9 keys, cause there's no damn way in hell I'm gonna do this on 10. Yeah, well, okay, I tried actually. But I had no tanks or healer applying, while also just having about 3 DPS queuing for it as well. Alright, since this is after the reset, the affix changed. Below 10, we do now need to deal with Tyrannical again, and instead of just having the first version of Salathos Bargain, we have the second one instead. I'm guessing Blizzard wanted to rotate them around, so it's not always Tyrannical when the first and the third affix is up. Makes sense. What doesn't make sense though is the pathing of this tank during the first boss fight. Not using all the space in the corner and instead running a circle while tanking the boss in a way we can't prevent the orbs from reaching the boss. Booty called on the middle pack as well, and there we are. Got it down in the second attempt, but considering how unfriendly Necrotic is when it comes to the timer, this could get rough. And rough it was, as we ended the second boss with pretty much 12 minutes to play the rest, which is totally doable, but then we had this happen. Not 1, not 2, but 3 packs. They wrapped us up and sent us flying to Narnia in an instant. Alright, let's go again. And this time I knew I can trust my lizard healer, as he got the reference.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Also, this seemed very much more controlled in the way the tank handled the boss position wise. Much clean, many wow. Now for those nerds of you that sit on the forum discussing strats for keys, what is the spear usage now after the nerfs? You just gonna send a spear for each of the first 3 bosses? Or do you still want to keep 2 of them for potentially 2 phases on Stitch Flash? Let me know in the comments. Yet I'm still not a big fan of Orc Evokers. I know that they are stupidly good right now, as they provide so much utility throughout the party, but for pugging, it seems risky. If 1 DPS dies, you pretty much lose 40% of your party's damage. Luckily, so far, this went fantastic. And let's take a quick second to appreciate and acknowledge the thing of beauty, which was the Stitch Flash fight. Not only did the first hook connect, but so did the third hook, to ensure he will return to the fields instantly, and then the 5th hook to repeat that as well. We had a perfect uptime on the boss, and I was not too shy to tell everybody, which left us the final boss with comfy 8 minutes, only 3 deaths, 4 deaths, 5 deaths, 6 deaths. Oh boy, our warrior really wanted to test our combat rest reactions, huh? And so this journey ended with the final key, a score of 25-14, and me feeling completely empty inside as my entire purpose of playing this game is over. Wait, does this mean I can enjoy the game now?
Yes.
In all seriousness, I actually had a blast. I'm very happy I got to play a spec that's not useless and it's actually insane in puck scenarios, as you can prevent other people's deaths as well, unless you die as much as I did. I hope you had just as much fun watching these as I had when editing, cause there will be more coming soon. I'm currently recording footage for a new class reveal, as I have planned something rather fun, to be frank. I'm working on it right now. With that being said, thank you all for the insane support throughout this series already, and thank all of you for hanging out with me while streaming as well. It's so much fun to vibe with you guys so regularly, even though I can't do it when somebody's watching. As always, I wish you the most fantastic day whenever you see this. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next series. Peace.